Every few months, India's strategic discourse returns to one narrow strip of land, barely 22 kilometers wide at its narrowest, linking the Indian mainland to the northeast. Popularly known as the Chicken Neck, the Siliguri corridor has become a symbol of vulnerability, anxiety, and worst case scenarios. But here is the real question. Are we overthinking the security risks? Or is this narrow corridor genuinely one of the most dangerous fault lines in India's national security? To answer that, we must step back, away from fear, and into history, geography, and state capacity. Chapter 1. Are we overthinking the Siliguri risk? The Siliguri corridor is not a secret. It has existed since 1947. It survived wars in 1962, 1965, and 1971. It endured the Cold War, insurgencies in the Northeast, and decades of regional instability. Yet, India has never lost this corridor, not even temporarily. Why? Because geography alone does not decide outcomes. State capacity does. Today, Siliguri is heavily militarized, covered by multiple army formations, backed by air bases like Bagdogra, connected by parallel road, rail, and air logistics. The idea that this corridor is an easy target often comes from map-based panic, not battlefield reality. A narrow corridor is a vulnerability, yes, but it is also easy to defend if the defending state is prepared. Chapter 2. Similar choke points around the world. Global comparison matters because fear must be tested against history. Afghanistan, Wakhan Corridor. A thin finger of land separating Central and South Asia, much narrower than Siliguri, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Captured post-World War II? No. Despite Afghanistan's repeated state collapse, the corridor remained intact. Russia, Kaliningrad Oblast. Russia's territory cut off from its mainland, dependent on transit corridors through NATO countries. Captured? No. Even after the Soviet Union collapsed, borders held. Pakistan, East Pakistan, separated by 1600 kilometers of hostile territory. Often cited as a corridor failure, but history is clear. Pakistan lost East Pakistan due to political repression and war, not because India cut a corridor. Key lesson. Post-World War II history shows no case where a strong state permanently lost territory only because of a narrow corridor. Territory is lost due to political collapse, military defeat, diplomatic isolation, not because a map looks scary. Chapter 3. What India has built and planned. Air bases, ALGs, garrisons, and barracks. Key air bases and transport hubs, operational or upgraded. 1. Bagdogra Air Force Station, the principal IAF base closest to the Siliguri corridor, Bagdogra. Long-standing transport, fighter, airlift role supporting northeast logistics and rapid reinforcement. 2. Tezpur Air Force Station, major fighter operational base in Assam, 11 Wing. The base is being upgraded with land acquisitions and infrastructure expansion to host more capability and to increase runway logistics capacity. 3. Chabua Air Force Station, strategic IAF station in eastern Assam, long wartime history, used for transport, logistics, and fighter operations that cover Arunachal and the Siliguri axis. 4. Jorhat Air Base, historically important for transport helicopter ops, supports airlift to Arunachal ALGs and the Eastern Front. 5. Doni Polo Airport, Hollongi, civil greenfield airport at Itanagar, Hollongi, Doni Polo. Though a civil airport, it provides a major dual-use node, improving military air access to southern Arunachal and reduces sole dependence on distant hubs. Advanced landing grounds, ALGs, hardening forward air access into Arunachal. The IAF upgraded a set of ALGs in Arunachal. So heavy transports, C-17, AN-32, C-130J, and helicopters can operate close to forward areas. These include Tooting, Mechuka, Alu along, Tawang, 0, Pasigat, Walong, Vijayanagar, etc. The upgradation program has been a sustained priority since the 2010s. These ALGs drastically shorten reinforcement time to forward mountain sectors. New garrisons, forward bases, barracks, and force posture, recent deployments and plans. Lachit Borphukan Military Station, Dhubri, Assam. A new garrison established close to the India-Bangladesh border to cover the western approaches of the Siliguri axis and riverine sectors. Reported November 2025. Forward base, Kishanganj, Bihar. Forward troop base inside the Siliguri corridor region to speed lateral movement and provide immediate local reserve. Forward base, Chopra, West Bengal. A forward position nearer the Bangladesh border. Tetulia sector to provide overlapping coverage and early warning. Force concentrations and mountain formations. India keeps mountain divisions, mountain strike core level formations, and dedicated logistics formations covering Sikkim, North Bengal, and Arunachal. These include Trishakti, Corps, and other Eastern Army formations that can move south-north as needed. Force posture is deliberately layered. Forward surveillance units followed by brigade, division level garrisons, and corps level reserves. See reporting on Eastern Shield posture. Infrastructure, road, rail, river bridges, and redundancy. Major investments under connectivity programs, Bharatmala, rail gauge work, and targeted upgrades to rail, road to ensure rapid movement around and along the corridor rather than through a single artery. Also improvement of Bagdogra and nearby civil airports for dual-use capacity. India is also building a 40 km all-weather underground rail and road connection between West Bengal and Northeast, which will help India to maintain connectivity, military deployment between mainland India and Northeast under extreme war situation. Chapter 4. What changed before versus after the Yunus interim government? Before Yunus, pre-regime change period in Bangladesh, steady build-up, ALGs, upgrade of Bagdogra, Tezpur, Chabua, fencing and border management with Bangladesh, infrastructure investments into redundant connectors, routine joint diplomacy with Dhaka and Bhutan. This was the default approach, deterrence plus development. After Yunus, regime change, interim government in Bangladesh. According to multiple reports, November 2025 onward, India accelerated forward deployed garrisons, Dhubri, Lachit Borphukan, Kishanganj, Chopra, and stepped up surveillance and intelligence activity while maintaining diplomatic engagement to avoid escalation. The focus shifted from only deterrence to visible forward posture plus redundancy. Reported deployments and new garrisons are in public reporting from late 2025. Chapter 5. What additional steps India should take? Concrete, prioritized. Below I separate short-term, 1 to 24 months measures and medium or long-term, 2 to 8 years structural investments. These combine hard military measures with civil, diplomatic, and resilience steps because geography plus politics equals real security. Short-term, operational, inexpensive relative to strategic value. 1. Complete and harden all ALGs for all-weather heavy airlift. Finish runway strengthening, instrument landing systems, rapid refueling, and hardened revetments at Mechuka, Tooting, Walong, 0, Pasigat, Tawang, Alo, and Vijayanagar, so C-17, C-130 operations are routine. This reduces the value of any single choke point. 2. Pre-position modular logistic dumps and bridge kits on both sides of the corridor. Move fuel, ammunition, engineering bridging gear forward so roads or bridges damage don't strangle logistics. 3. Dispersed and mobile air defense and strike assets. Deploy mobile SAMs, short-range air defenses, and road mobile strike rocket ATGM units that can create an anti-access environment across any attempt to interdict the corridor. 4. Increase rotational quick reaction reserve brigades inside the corridor. Small, highly mobile infantry mech heavy infantry units on immediate call. Place them in Kishanganj, Chopra, Siliguri garrisons so they aren't all concentrated in one cantonment. 5. Persistent ISR, UAV swarms and riverine sensors. Fill blind spots along the Bangladesh border and riverine approaches with long endurance UAVs, shore radars, and river sensors to detect infiltration or force movements early. Medium and long-term structural resilience and deterrence. 1. Multi-axis redundancy. New bypass corridors. Build more strategic bypass routes, rail and road, north of the corridor. For example, improved links through Bhutan, trilateral infrastructure projects, and south routes that avoid the narrowest strip. Or invest in all-weather tunnels in the foothills to make a hidden second or third line of movement. 2. Boost amphibious or riverine logistics along the Brahmaputra and Teesta. River barges and hardened river ports give alternate logistics corridors if roads or bridges are struck. 3. Dual-use civil airports and hardened dispersal points. Continue to upgrade Hollongi, Itanagar, Silchar, and other airports so they can handle large transports and be rapidly militarized. 4. Permanent garrisons plus pre-deployed strike assets. Keep the new Lachit Borphukan, Kishanganj, or Chopra garrisons fully provisioned with more robust engineer, logistics, and air defense detachments. Ensure each has access to short-range BrahMos or ATGM batteries for area denial. 5. Integrated cross-border diplomacy and buffer management. Work with Bangladesh and Bhutan on early warning, joint border management, and no escalation protocols for incidents near the corridor. Military fortification without diplomatic buffers risks destabilizing the neighborhood. 6. Cyber, space, comms resilience. Harden satellite comms nodes, redundant SATCOM versus jamming, and secure trunk lines for logistics command and control to prevent paralysis. My conclusion. India has significantly improved air access. Bagdogra, Tezpur, Chabua, Jorhat, plus multiple ALGs like Mechuka, Zero, Tooting that reduce the strategic weight of any single choke point. New forward garrisons, Dubri, Lachit Borphukan, Kishanganj, Chopra were reported in late 2025 as a deliberate move to create overlapping coverage of the Siliguri approaches. These are force posture changes, not panicked emergency steps. The best defense is redundancy plus diplomacy. More ALGs, more alternate corridors, dispersed air defense strike, forward logistics, and cooperative buffer management with neighbors. The Siliguri corridor is not India's Achilles heel. It is a test of India's confidence as a rising power. History tells us something uncomfortable but reassuring. States do not lose land because of narrow corridors. They lose land when they lose control, cohesion, and clarity. India today has all three. The chicken neck is not a countdown clock. It is a reminder that strategy must be built on reality, not fear.